What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the PlayStation Drive. This is episode 80. My name's Matt, and I'll be your host for this wonderful day's events. I'm joined, as always, by the Supreme Court of Canada himself, Mr. Court Lalonde. What's up, dude?
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm good. I know it sounds weird to everybody because they just heard from us probably a couple days ago, but we've moved the day. Moving forward, the PlayStation Drive will be on Mondays. It helps scheduling, and it is what it is. And then you know what? Maybe, just maybe, in the future at Carpool, we got something else for Friday, anyways.
Maybe, just maybe. There may be things in the works. There may not be. Who really knows? But yes, as Court said, the PlayStation Drive will live and breathe on Mondays from moving forward, and then the podcast will launch a couple days later, as it has been. So thank you all for all your support, and we hope you keep walking with us for the next couple weeks and into 2023. But on today's show, we have some things to deliberate. Get ready for the best of PlayStation Plus 2022. Last year, Ryan and I did a big old tier list, and the tier list returns. So get stoked. And we're also going to be talking about Jedi Survivor release date leaked.
So exciting.
So exciting.
So exciting.
But before we do all that, we have to make sure to clean the garage. If you're watching us right now live on youtube.com/carpoolgaming, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Let us know what you want out of the PlayStation Drive into 2023 in the comments below. If you're listening to us on your fantastic podcast network of choice, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, leave us with that 5-star review. There are so many of you who are out there who don't follow, and I see you. Go out there, hit that follow button. We would appreciate it very, very much. And of course, if you have extra bucks to toss our way, head over to patreon.com/carpoolgaming to tip your drivers. Toss bucks in the tips for the tip jar. We appreciate it all very, very much. There's a whole cornucopia of content waiting for you there. And like we said, who knows, maybe even more next year. But Court, before we do all that, before we get into tier list, before we get into all this other stuff, it has been so long since I've seen you last, so long since we've done the show. I just need to know about your playlist. What have you been playing lately, my friend?
I think it's the same. Ghostbusters, NHL, which is my new daily game. And as of this morning, I was playing Sonic and Valhalla. I don't think anything's changed. As of tomorrow, I'll be playing the Far Cry DLC.
Nice.
But nothing has changed. I am playing the same games for the audio listeners 3 days ago.
Yep. I also have to shout out Seth in chat saying ASMR. I loved that. That was awesome. Nicely done. As for myself, I have been playing Marvel's Midnight Suns. I also finished Pentiment. Really enjoyed it. But I've been playing Marvel's Midnight Suns for the last few days, playing it on the Steam Deck. I have heard that the console performance is pretty decent on Steam Deck. A couple crashes here and there, but nothing significant. Playing on low settings, the game runs like a dream for the most part. Aside of those few crashes, that's the only thing. But I'm loving the game. It pretty much feels like this, imagine the mid 2000s. You remember those licensed games, stuff like Ultimate Alliance, where the licensed games are actually good. This feels like those grown up in the year 2022. I like running around the Abbey and exploring it. It kind of feels like Hogwarts almost. There's just history all around. Your main character will comment on stuff from the past. Hanging out with the characters is super cool. The battle system is so satisfying, and it just has that okay, if I just do this to this to this to this to this, I can jump off of this thing, smack him there, use an ability with magic to open up a portal, toss him into the a pit of fiery hell that Ghost Rider made for an auto KO. The game is a ton of fun. I'm loving it. I can't wait to keep going with it. I'm just so happy it's good, Court. I'm just so happy that Midnight Suns has stuck the landing.
I'm happy for you because I know this was your most anticipated game this year. Everybody was talking about God of War, everything, and I know behind the scenes you're just Midnight Suns. It's been your thing all year. So I am very happy that you like it. I personally can't wait for it to come to either PlayStation Plus or Game Pass, and then I'll play it.
There you go. Well, I hope you check it out, and I hope you do like it, because I think it's awesome. And
we both doubt it, right?
I doubt a little bit. I doubt a little bit. Yeah. But I like to keep the faith, Court. I like to believe that you may like it. Who knows? Maybe doing yoga with Blade will just be your thing. You never know. You never know. But let's jump into the news right away, Court, because we have one news story that we're going to touch on before we get into our wonderful list of tiers. And has Jedi Survivor, has the release date been leaked? Because according to Steam, it may be coming out March 15th. We may have some
It,
pre-order details already. The page has since been pulled, but it seems like we got a bit of an early confirmation in regards to the Game Awards. Court, what do you think about the rumored release date, and are we seeing it at the Game Awards?
I think 100% we are. I believe Tom Henderson, kind of him and Jeff Grubb were kind of going back and forth about it last week,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much because once I think what happened here is we all saw last week EA changed their banner and everything on Twitter and it was Jedi Survivor. And then we had confirmation that it would be at the Game Awards. So that was no, shocker. And then I believe it was either Jeff Grubb or Tom Henderson from Insider Gaming pretty much said like it's coming a lot sooner than everybody thinks. Like they kept saying like this is coming a lot sooner. The fact that it's coming March, like that's got me excited. That I loved the previous iteration of this game. I am a huge single player person. I am a huge Star Wars fan. I am currently putting together a Darth Vader Lego helmet. Like I am so excited about this game. I don't see that this Steam page is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the first time this has happened at Steam, but I don't think it's Steam's fault. I think someone just, flipped the ROM switch. This should have probably went live. My guess is, as they're already hinting, they're like already told the minutes of how many minutes into the Game Awards when we're going to see this. I think it's 28 minutes in. We're going to see this trailer and we're going to get a release date. So I think we already know what the release date is. I didn't look what the pre-order stuff is. I've been out all day.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is I got all excited. I said to you before the show, I'm like, can we talk about this game before we get into this tier list? Because this is one of my most anticipated games for next year already. And now it's already at the, oh my God, I'm going to get to play it in March. Like I am so excited about this game. Like I can't wait to see what the collector's edition of this game is, because if it involves like a lightsaber or something very cool, I'm getting it.
I know you're gonna get it. I'm right with you, dude. I loved Fallen Order. Like I'm, especially as someone who's doesn't really resonate that much with like the Soulsborne-esque like combat, which it isn't
Just
exactly
put it on
that, but it's
easy.
close to that. But yeah, no,
Put
but
it on easy.
Dude, I played it on normal, had a fantastic time. I still think that the ending of that game is one of the best. Like that final couple hours are just an absolute mad lad wild ride. It's incredible. One of my favorite surprises, and I've been on a massive Star Wars kick lately between like I ripped through all of Clone Wars, all of Rebels, The Bad Batch, everything, with Andor just finishing up. I've been dipping into the comics lately, and for this to be so close, to be right around the corner, I cannot wait. Similarly, it is also one of my most anticipated games next year. In terms of the pre-order stuff, it was just
we got dibs on review, Ryan.
Dibs,
dibs.
But like in terms of like the pre-order stuff, it was just cosmetics, different clothes and stuff. Nothing massive. But yeah, dude, I cannot wait for this. I cannot wait to see the first like trailer. I think we recently got word too that there's going to be a book that ties together what happens in between Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, which like
I think there's going to be comics too, and we got the cover art. Like the cover art is
book.
now all over and
thing,
that
yeah.
he looks older. Like we do know, as someone that I watch a lot of the new rock stars just on YouTube, they pretty much alluded to we get an announcement of this game. I wouldn't be surprised at the Game Awards if we get the unannounced Disney Plus project that we think Cal Kestis is in. Because if you remember, the robot is in, what's it, Book of Boba Fett.
I think we saw it briefly, yeah.
Yeah, and the Book of Boba Fett is in there, and New Rockstars has been hinting that they think we're getting a Cal Kestis show on Disney Plus.
Oh,
it only makes sense. Like it only makes sense. And like he's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely the character. We already know that he's canon now in the Star Wars lore.
Mm-hmm.
If it's almost like they obviously can't announce it until the game has been fully announced, but think how smart Disney would be on how well everything's doing. Andor was probably one of the best series I've seen in a long time, that we could possibly get a Jedi Survivor show on Disney Plus to go along with the video game.
See, I would really love a show. Like I would want a full season. But what I really want, even more so than that, at least in the interim between now and then, give me one of those specials that they've been doing, like Werewolf by Night, like just an hour long, tightly like single story. Here's what's happening. Give us one of those. It's like almost like a lead in into Jedi Survivor that can hit in like February.
Turn your volume up, Matt,
to drum up the hype. Thank you. But like that's what I really want. I want that special to happen. I want Star Wars to start using that special kind of that format for stuff again, because it can just help us out and give us more stuff. But yeah, dude, I'm probably gonna read it. I'm probably gonna read the book. I'm a huge fan of a lot of the Star Wars books, and I just want it. I just want it.
Who do you think the guy in the tank is? Like we saw in the trailer, right?
The
Like,
guy
is
in the
that our
tank.
main villain, or is he? So there's the trailer where he's walking up, and there's a guy in like It's almost like
I can't remember.
it almost like the tank that Luke Skywalker's in. The Deprivation, same thing that like Book of
Yes,
Boba
yes,
Fett's
yes,
in the book.
yes.
We see that in the trailer as Cal Kestis walks up and he sees that tank, and the guy's got the long hair and such. And I'm just trying to like figure out I almost think that he's not even a bad guy. Like, he's going to be a guy that helps you along. Maybe he's bad at first and like it have the story. I'm very interested on where they take the story because it was so well done in Jedi Fallen Order. The story was just touching. It brought so much Star Wars lore into it, and I'm just like, they did such a great job. Like, that obviously we're not getting another Titanfall because of how good this Star Wars game is.
I'm 100% with you. I do remember who you're talking about now. For me, if it is a villain, I hope that they would kind of take time to set him up as like a rival thing and then make him the full villain in whatever the next sequel would be. Like, I want like some long-term storytelling happening here, especially because I think you're right. There's definitely going to be at least a few years between, Fallen Order
Yeah,
and
he
Jedi
looks
Survivor.
older. Have you
He
seen
does.
the key art?
He does.
He looks a lot older.
He does look a lot older. And like we said, the book is supposed to cover a lot of that interim as well. So I'm guessing it's going to be at least a few years in between in terms of the story. But I can't wait, dude. Let me ask you this. What is one of your biggest hopes in terms of Jedi Survivor? What do you want it to like improve on? What's a new system that you want or a new feature? What do you want to see out of Jedi Survivor that we didn't see in Fallen Order?
I don't want the ponchos because I couldn't care less. I want more integration on the creating of the lightsaber. I think they can do a lot more with the crystals and such, like that we could find different parts and we could do so much more with the hilt. And I want to be honest, doing side missions that unlock older Star Wars outfits. Like, I would love to have him, you know what I mean? Like, have him dressed up as Luke Skywalker, even have him dressed up, because even in the cover art, he almost looks like he's Han Solo with a lightsaber. But I want more with regards to that, not making it so like, the outfits are a big deal. I want them to be part of the New Game Plus. And I also want more integration of what they did with New Game Plus. I want it right off the bat. I want that right off the bat so that when I go through this story, I can go through and start leveling up Cal even more. And I want DLC.
Yep.
I don't want this to end. Like, I want this game just to be more. I want them. The last time was proof of concept, and I think they knocked it out of the park. And obviously, EA at the time their message was, "Hey, we don't want to make single player games." Respawn was like, "Yeah, cool story," and put out one of the best games ever. So, I want this to be more. I want more from the game. Like, I want to be able to finish the story and know that more is coming. Like, there's going to be DLC. Put more Star Wars stories in it.
I'm 100% with you. Before I give kind of my thoughts on what I want, let me ask you this real quick. Are we going to have main character amnesia coming into the Jedi Survivor, where he's just going to forget everything he learned in Fallen Order? Because I know that's one of your favorite tropes.
Obviously we will. I don't see a video game where they don't do it. They're going to have to figure out. Maybe we're going to have, they'll probably give a couple of the Force powers because he was learning the Force as he was going through, right? So maybe they're going to keep the one where I think it was where you could stop and pull. They're going to give us a couple, but they probably won't give us those extra skills trees like the combat ones, because they're going to have to give us something unless they make the enemies even harder.
Right.
In having all these, but then a lot of those skills and such were used to unlock things in that Metrovania type level design that they did with this. So we'll see, but I think for sure we're going to get it because it's Star Wars. I'll just get over it. I got over it with God of War. I'll get over it with this.
Yeah, no, I'm with you for a lot of this. I think one of my biggest asks for this game, and especially coming off of God of War Ragnarok, with how important the side content was, not just to the overall story, but to the side characters and to how it built up the story around the main story. I really want Jedi Survivors because I don't really remember any of the side content from Fallen Order. I don't remember it being good. I don't remember it being bad. I don't really remember.
It was
fine. It was the normal stuff,
it wasn't
right?
it wasn't like a full blown mission. It was just like, go do this and find this.
That's what I mean.
It was stuff you do after the fact. I wouldn't even call it a side mission. And maybe they need some of that, but I don't want them to bring in other characters that we already know from the Star Wars lore. No. I love the fact that they introduced us to all these. If there was a character that wasn't a stormtrooper or such, they introduced us to new characters, and I want them to continue doing that. They did such a good job of the Star Wars lore and doing their own spin on it that I want more of that.
That's what I agree with you. I don't want to see them bring in like Luke or Ahsoka or anything. I want all
Yep.
those characters left like to their own stories. I want to
Yep.
learn more about your crew. I want to learn about new characters that they may introduce that are new Star Wars characters. I want them to flesh all those characters out more with the side content and make it feel more meaningful and make it more impactful, not to the overall story, but to the characters and to their personal stories. So I think that's my biggest ask from it, especially because of how good God of War's side content was,
Yep.
and that will probably be the next major open world game that we play. Forspoken is in between then, but
Yeah,
it'll be
Forspoken becomes first.
it'll be one of the next major open world games that we play. So I want that. I want them to nail that because I think that they can, especially given how good the writing was for the main story in the original. So that's kind of my big ask. But Court, we need to get a little tier listy because we're going to be talking about PlayStation Plus in 2022. We're going to be taking a look at all the games and ranking them. So I'm going to switch the scene over here real quick. Everyone, if something goes a little bit wonky with the audio or anything, keep me posted. I have everything here. I hope that this works as I intended to. But Court, you can see the tier list. I can see the tier list.
I can.
I went ahead
I can see clearly now.
you can see clearly now. I've went ahead and pulled. I've populated all of the games from PlayStation Plus in 2022, including December. Let's start with January, and we'll rank them in S. The best of the best. A, it's great. B, it's good. C, or just we haven't played them or have no intention to. Let's start with January, okay? Because in January we got Deep Rock Galactic, we got Persona 5 Strikers, and we got Dirt 5. So let's start with Deep Rock Galactic as soon as here we go. So
I feel like this is a Matt list.
So I played Deep Rock Galactic. I know a bunch of friends who sunk a lot of time into it. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun co-op. Did you check this game out at all?
I did not.
Okay. So I'm comfortable putting it as a B. I think it's.
Wow! I might have to try this thing. If you put it as a B,
it's good. I know a lot of people, and I think it actually has one of the best monetizations in video games right now. It's very fair. It builds on itself well. The co-op is fantastic. I wish I put more time into it, but I think it's a really, really solid game. It didn't blow me away, but I think I think it's just a lot of fun, especially in co-op with friends. So maybe Court, you and I will hop in and mine some rocks.
I will try it.
There we go. Persona 5 Strikers was our next one, which, yes, this is very Matt. Where is it here?
I will let you put it wherever you want to put it.
A.
But I would put it in the garbage.
I'm going to put it as an A. I'm not a fan of Musous, which is what this game is. And for them to take Persona and make me care about a Musou, and it's like almost like a sequel to the base game, I thought it was fantastic. I love the new characters. I thought the combat was a lot of fun. Is it the best game ever? No, but I think it is an A game. I think it's something that I really, really enjoyed. Court?
Hey, spoiler alert to the people who haven't played it. You need to play it for like 14 hours before it gets good.
Not this one. So. This one is straight action right from the start. It's not an traditional RPG, Court. Right. I'm just telling you. And the last one is Dirt 5. I have no feelings about Dirt 5. Court, did you check out
Put it
Dirt
in the
5?
B tier. I actually think this is a very good game. It was one that came out at the very beginning of the new console generation life cycle. For me, I was enjoying it, but then when I started playing Forza Horizon, this game just took a back seat because it's very hard to. I said this about God of War. Once you play a game that is perfect, almost, it's like, all right, the rest of them just suck. It is what it is. So. That's like for Need for Speed. I had someone playing it and they really enjoyed it. And then I was like, oh yeah, go play Forza and then watch how you don't want to play that game anymore.
Okay, I'm with you. I haven't checked it out. Like I said, I don't really know much about it. So I'll default to you there for the B tier. So there we have January. We have an A and a couple Bs. Solid start to the year, I think. I think this was a good month.
Yeah, Dirt 5 is just one of those ones where if you put it in your PS5, it looks beautiful. And you're going to have a lot of fun seeing what your PS5 can do.
Nice. In February, we got UFC 4, Assault on Dragon Keep, and Planet Coaster. Let's start with UFC. I have no feelings about this game whatsoever. Court?
Nope. Zero.
Haven't played. It falls into the bottom category. Assault on Dragon Keep. This is, of course, the Borderlands spin-off, the lead up to Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I haven't played this. It
was not good.
No?
I played it.
Okay. Where would you put it then?
I would put it in the C, I guess.
C. Okay.
But I wish you know what? I'm looking at this tier. You should have put in the Don't Bothers.
Okay.
Yeah. Could have been the Don't Bothers.
We'll treat C as our Don't Bothers.
This was more insulting because you had Tiny Tina's Wonderland that was coming out of that, and it was just like, and you gave us this. It was like, what, so weird.
Yeah, it's basically DLC that we got as one of our
Yes.
mainline games, which,
Yeah.
I don't,
Not fair.
not a huge
Yeah,
fan of that.
that's and no insult to this game.
No,
Borderlands games are hit or miss for me sometimes, but
likewise.
this game I was like, it was just a man. And then I played Tiny Tina's, and I know Ryan really enjoyed it, but I just nah.
I know Garrett's really been enjoying it as well. He's been playing it on Steam Deck lately. But yeah, it's not for me. I think similarly, like Borderlands, I kind of fell off after like 2, I think, and nothing really kind of captured my interest to come back. But I'll trust your instincts, and we'll throw it in the sea.
Matt, it took you less than 20 minutes and you mentioned Steam Deck. Well done.
Thank you. I already mentioned it even earlier when I was talking about Midnight Suns.
Oh, I wasn't even see.
Wow,
I missed it.
You weren't even paying attention.
No, I was, but I Sean, I know you're in the chat. Matt and Garrett need to do a Steam Deck show. Let's just make it happen.
We'll talk about it. And then we got Planet Coaster was our final February game. Again, not a game for me. Court, did you check this one out?
So this game, to me, I love these type of games.
Okay.
I have had it sitting on my console and just haven't gotten around to it. I'm a big SimCities, Civilization, these type of theme park simulators, all those. I really like this. This is a game that I've wanted to play. I just haven't had a chance to.
Okay, fair enough. Then you know what? I have heard good things about this game, but because we haven't played them, I'll toss it here and haven't played. Yep. Just because, again, I don't want to, I don't want to. I've heard good things about the game, just not one we checked out. In March, we got Ghost Runner, Ark Survival Evolved, Team Sonic Racing, and Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Court, I'm comfortable just tossing Ghost of Tsushima Legends right into the S tier.
Oh, yes. 100%. This is one of the best multiplayers that I have played in the last couple of years. And I know we're both on the same page that please, Sony, moving forward, just when you do amazing things like this, and we are hoping The Last of Us multiplayer is going to be yes, The Last of Us multiplayer is going to be the same. Just make them free to play, or people that have PlayStation Plus, because this one is unbelievable. And I think it got not played as much because of the paywall when it originally came in. Like, it's just it can hurt things. Just it is what it is.
I'm with you.
Very good though.
I think this game is absolutely fantastic. I think it's one of the best multiplayer experiences that we've gotten, especially that it was free alongside the base game. As long as you owned the game, you had access.
Yeah, you had to own that. I'm saying this should have been a separate thing. When this came out, if they would have put it on PlayStation Plus right away, this is one of those ones where after you put it out so long after the game, the hype is gone.
Yep.
And it just evaporates.
Yep.
That's just my thought on this.
I'm with you. I think I do hope that more players hopped in at this, because I do think it's really fantastic. But yeah, I wish we got it a little bit sooner. But I think this is an easy S. Ghost Runner.
Hey, that game is phenomenal.
Okay. I
know you didn't like it.
I really wanted to like it. I do think it is a very good game, and I know a lot of people really love it. I think for me, I played it not long after I played Neon White, which in my opinion nails the formula better than Ghost Runner does. Okay. But I do agree with you. I think it is a good game that ultimately for me was just more timing. But I agree with you in tossing it into A. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, it was one of those games that I'm not a big fan of, games that beat the living daylights out of me. Mm-hmm. But this one was just fun because it was almost like a puzzle, because you had to be like, okay, once you figure out, okay, I figured out what to do, I got to do it, and I just got to get my timing down. Mm-hmm. And it was just the combat system and how you've vanquished enemies was just so cool.
Yeah, right. It is really I think especially once you figure out the level to execute it, when you do, you just feel so awesome. Like you feel like unstoppable at that point. So I'm with you. I think it nails that very, very well.
Kevin, we will always be opposite, but I still love you. It's okay.
It's okay. We still show love even if we're opposites. We had Ark Survival Evolved. I have no feelings about this game, Court. Not one I've played.
Zero. Didn't play it.
Nope, me neither. Where is it? It is here. Yeah, this goes into thing. Nah. And I'm gonna shout out Save the Game Media in the chat real quick, because rumors are Neon White is coming to Game Pass, which we just talked about last week, Court, about how it's coming to PlayStation. Rumors are that it's now coming to Xbox and to Game Pass, which maybe that's why it's not on PlayStation Plus, but I hope that you check it out when it's on Game Pass, Court.
I will check it out wherever it is where it's free. You know me.
I know you.
It's very I got a kid, man.
I get you. I get you 100%. And like I said, I think it's a game that you'll like. But you just you got to test these things out.
You've made me want to play it. That's for sure.
Yes. Team Sonic Racing, haven't played, but I've heard this game is very, very good. I know Ryan's a big fan of it. Did you check it out, Court?
I have not, but my daughter has played it on more than one occasion and thoroughly enjoys this game.
All
So
right, B.
it makes my daughter happy. So yeah, throw it in there.
I
She's
think
still playing Frontiers as we speak. Everybody keeps dunking on that game,
no,
and
great.
she loves it.
I
Loves it.
I'm so happy she's liking it because I really really liked it too. And yeah, it's a game I haven't checked out in terms of Team Sonic Racing. Heard great things. If your daughter would put it here, that's where we're putting it. And that's it for March. Let's keep it rolling into April. And Save the Game Media in the chat says Team Sonic is dope. There we go. Feel
Oh,
comfortable
so
with our
we
B.
agreed on something, Kev.
There you go.
Sorry.
There you go. April, we got Hood, Outlaws and Legends, SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, and Slay the Spire. Court, did you check out Hood? I heard middling things. I never really bothered checking it out.
I heard terrible things about it, and so I never checked it out.
All right, haven't played it. Goes. SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I love this game.
Same. I had a great time with it. It was one of those games where I could play with my daughter once again, and those check boxes for me. If I can play it with my kid, I love it.
I played it I remember beating when it originally came out way back in the day, and I hopped into this one for a couple hours. I think this is a B in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think it's A level, but I think it's a lot of fun, and I think it is a great game. I think it's a good game.
The only reason I would even move Sonic and SpongeBob up because I can play with my kid. Like this year for me about video games, and I know I've talked to you about this. It's either if I get a great experience about it, or I've played so many games with my kid this year and she's into video games now. Like Sonic Frontiers, one of my favorite games this year because she enjoys it, and just living through her while she plays a game is amazing. And she loves this game. We finished it.
There you go.
We finished this game.
Then you know what, Court? You just convinced me to bump both of those up to an A tier. I'm with you.
Wow.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I think they're both. I think they're both quality games. And I think they hit a market that even adults can enjoy these more kid-focused games, which I think is fantastic.
Well, I've been saying this for forever. Xbox has done a very good job this year about it. PlayStation is doing a better job recently with putting a game for each person can play when they're giving out the free games each month. They're doing a better job. They're bringing in more games that are geared towards a younger audience as well.
Yep. Slay the Spire for me, I would put this at the S tier. I think this game is absolutely fantastic.
Wow, I've never played it, and you just put S tier.
I don't know if you'd like it. It is it's a roguelike deck builder, but
so no.
They have different characters that fundamentally change the way that you build the decks, the way that you'd approach it. I'm not one for playing games multiple times. I played this game multiple times with multiple characters just because of how different each experience was. I think this game is absolutely fantastic and an easy recommend for anybody to check out who's even half curious about deck builders or roguelites, because this marries them incredibly well. And I think it has I don't think there's a downside to this game.
And I just noticed that Seth is agreeing with you almost every time you say something. So you guys cannot be on the same show because it would just be in agreement the whole time.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think Seth and I do share some similarities there, but yeah, Slay the Spire is fantastic. May, Court, we got FIFA 22, Tribes of Midgard, and Curse of the Dead Gods. FIFA 22, I will default to you because I definitely did not play it.
It is a fun. I like the FIFA games. They're like NHL to me.
Okay.
So they can always be played. So there's a lot of replayability with the game. So to me, I look at how I put them in the tiers as the value.
Okay.
All right. So each month we get free games that we paid for technically, but we call them free games. This is good value. Any FIFA game, if you're a soccer fan, are huge, and it's got to be an A. Even though you put stuff so easily up an S, it's very hard. I can see stuff that might be an S for me, but it's hard for me to put it in there.
Fair, I get that.
Because it was already released. We're getting an older version of the game. If we were getting it day and date, it would be totally different for me. But FIFA is definitely an A.
I you know what? I'll default to you again. I don't really play soccer games, especially like basketball and football. I'll mess with, but yeah, no, I'll trust you on it. I think they are quality. Tribes of Midgard. I jumped into this one. I don't think it's very good.
Good. Yeah, I would not.
I would slam this into the C tier. I tried. Me and a group of friends jumped into it. We tried on multiple occasions. Did not click. I think systems wise, it's not very straightforward. I don't think it's very fun. I just don't think it lands what it sets out to do in much of the categories that it should be evaluated in. This is a C tier for me. I don't know if you're on the same page.
I never played it. I was very Valhalla out at the time, and I was like, I just don't need a game that even is in that I'm not saying genre, but
setting,
story setting. Yes, that's a better word. Setting. So it was a no. I didn't play it.
Yeah, so I'm comfortable leaving that in the C tier. And our last one was Curse of the Dead Gods. I did not check this one out. I know nothing about it, Court. I don't know.
Same.
All right. Haven't played.
Yeah, you gotta remember, if there was a very good game on Game Pass, we're already playing stuff, and we've been reviewing games all year. it was like, all right, throw it in my cart, and we'll see what happens eventually.
Yep, that's pretty much it. I always claim all of them, whether I play them or not.
Same.
We'll see. In June, we got God of War, Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Strikers, and Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Okay, so just throw it up an S.
Yep.
The one game.
Yep.
Just throw it an S.
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
No, regardless, I would actually, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, I had a ton of fun with it, but I died off on caring about it. So my grade is B.
Yep.
Because it was like, it was good, but I lost anybody wanted to play it anymore. Like, it just died off real quick for me.
I don't think it had enough at launch, and I don't think, like, I think the missteps, like, no voice acting, I think was a big one, that especially when you're playing it, that game just felt so empty. I think the characters are great. I think the combat, like the actual fighting mechanics, I think they're solid. But I do think that, like, it just wasn't feature complete for it to really stand out, especially when we got, you know, the trailers and stuff for Multiverses not too soon after, and I feel like that made a bigger splash on its launch.
But I played Brawl longer than I stayed playing Brawl longer than I did Multiverse, and Batman is in Multiverse. I thought Multiverse had more of the gotcha mechanics on making me grind things out, that I was like, yeah, I don't got time for this.
I played more Multiverses than Brawl personally, but I do think Brawl's a really solid game. I think B makes sense. And then Naruto.
Kev is saying it had because I know Kev loved Nickelodeon All-Stars. He said it did have voice acting when it launched.
When it launched on PS Plus, I mean when it launched generally, like when it initially came out, and I think that's why I don't know if it ever recovered properly when it hit PlayStation Plus.
Fair.
And Naruto to Boruto, I haven't played it.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah,
that's
listen.
If anybody was going to play it, it was you.
Naruto is, of course, the lead character from Naruto. Boruto is his son. So this is a game that goes
no, I don't.
In July, we got Crash Bandicoot 4, the Dark Pictures Anthology, Man and Medan, and Arcade-Ageddon. I'm just gonna jump up real quick and just slam Arcade-Ageddon right into the C tier. This game is not good.
Yes, but I would say Crash Bandicoot once again goes in that A tier because I was able to play that with my daughter, and I played a ton of that game, and it was fun. I'm a huge platformer. I love them. I think they're great, and I wish we would get more.
I'm with you. I think, well, I haven't checked this one out. It is a game that, like,
it's a lot of fun.
I keep thinking about playing it, and I have heard really, really good things. So I'm comfortable tossing that into A because I do think it is a quality game. Just not one that I have.
Again, with Crash games, they ramp up. It's there. Like, it just gets out all of a sudden. My kid's like, yeah, I can't play this anymore. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll finish it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop in and check it out. Man of Medan, I did play. I played it at launch, and I think this game is a B in my opinion. I think it's fine. I think it's fun. Playing it the co-op definitely makes the experience better. I think it's a solid game. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a solid B.
Yeah, like I said, I have a very hard time giving an S. There's only 3 games on this whole list that I was going to give S to. Like, I really like Crash. I like Bikini Bottom. It's hard for me to give it an S. Tough.
I'm with you. Entirely.
I know what you're going to give an S to, and I'm going to fight you, and it's going to go into A.
Oh, there's a couple. I played it. There's a couple more. There's a couple more S's in here. We'll get there. Okay. In August, which is now the argument begins, we got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and Little Nightmares.
Yeah, look at that. I knew this game was coming.
Dude, let's start with the least, like, I haven't played Little Nightmares, heard really good things about it. Court, I'm going to default to you. I never played it. Okay.
Because that month I was all over Tony Hawk because I love that game.
I still
play that game, and it's still on my console.
I think that's an S.
That is S tier.
Yep.
That's an S tier.
I'm with you 100%. I think they nailed it. The soundtrack is so good. Bringing that game back, finally, after so long, getting a proper, like, arcade skateboarding game. Loved it. And yes, I'm going to fight like hell for Like a Dragon to be in the S tier.
I don't think it's fair because you've put other games up there that I haven't played, and I have played this game. You made me play this game.
Did you check out Like a Dragon or did you check out Zero?
I checked out Like a Dragon because as someone who has both consoles, you think I haven't played. It was on Game Pass. It was definitely not a game for me. It was boring.
I don't know, dude. The story, the gameplay, the fact that it took what Yakuza was, turned it on its head, completely changed the battle systems. I genuinely, like, this is one of my favorite games of all time, and I will die on this hill.
You can die. You know what?
Die on this hill.
This can be your one. You can throw it up there, but you're gonna have to move one down.
All right, fine.
Oh wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'll toss Slay the Spire into A then. Fine. I'll make that concession. I do think I love Like a Dragon more than I do Slay the Spire. And I think that like a Dragon is again just one of the
We've
greatest
got to
games.
make S this higher tier. We've
Fine.
got to make it like
Fine.
ultimate.
Listen, Court, I put Persona at A, okay? I'm already feeling the give and take here. But no, Like a Dragon is
hey, I know you love this series. You love and you don't. Sorry, I shouldn't even say that. Some of them you've been disappointed in, but I know you love this game. Like you didn't stop talking.
And I'm going to back. I got Hopple predicting S for Yakuza, Seth with the S for Yakuza, and Save the Game for S for Yakuza. I feel validated. Okay.
You don't have to feel validated. That's fine.
I do feel validated. Court, let me feel validated. In September, we got Need for Speed Heat, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and Toem. Court, I have played none of these.
I played Need for Speed.
Okay.
And once again, I'd never played a Need for Speed game. I couldn't believe it when it dropped. I was like, all right, I'll jump in because I'd stopped playing racing games for the really long time. And then Forza Horizon brought me back into the racing world. This did not do it for me. So I would say it's a C.
Okay, I'm with you. Grand Blue, I think it's a fighting game that neither one of us probably checked out. Toem,
I'm sure Ryan's played all these games we haven't played.
I'm sure. Like I've heard. Like I haven't really heard much about Grand Blue, but Toem I've heard really great things about. It seems.
Never played it though.
I know I haven't played it, but I am going to toss in the haven't played just because I don't know enough about it. But I have heard really good things. I know people really like this game. But yeah, I've heard it's a really cute, like you're like a little animal thing going around taking pictures and solving puzzles. Maybe one I'll come back around on checking out, but I have heard good things. October, we got Hot Wheels Unleashed, Injustice 2, and Super Hot. Let's start
this is like 3 really good games. Let's be honest here.
Hot Wheels.
Super Hot is I'd say B because it's better in VR than it is on console.
See, I would say A because I would put the VR at S. Genuinely.
Yeah, I get. I haven't played it. I would just think it would have to be better in VR, right?
It is better in VR, but even the base game is really good.
I liked it. I had a great time with it. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Sure.
Okay.
Hot Wheels has to be A as well. That game is amazing.
I haven't played it yet. I keep wanting to. I just haven't had a chance to jump in. But I've heard really, really, really good things.
And Injustice 2 is very good. The story is phenomenal, but it's not as good as the original.
I'm with you. I would put it at a B.
So I'd go B. Yeah,
no, I'm with you.
I really like it though. I think they did a phenomenal job in once again someone creating a new world in a world that was already there and doing a great job with it. And now there's like a comic book series and there's just so much that goes along with the original game that they brought out.
I'm with you. I think the first one is better. I think the second one is really fantastic. I wasn't a massive fan of all of the customization and like gear.
Agreed.
I kind of preferred the more straightforward original. Yep. And I think 2 just went a little bit too big in not the right ways, but I do think it is a really good game regardless. So I agree with you on the B. In November, we got Neo 2, Lego Harry Potter Collection, and Heavenly Bodies. Did you check out Heavenly Bodies? Because I know nothing about it.
Not a clue.
Haven't played. What would you do with Neo 2? Again, I have not played it.
So if you think about it, I would never play this.
Right.
Yes.
And
so I would probably, I'm going to say, so Harry Potter has got to be an A because you're getting 3 games and there's so much value with it. And the originals were amazing.
Okay.
And I know my daughter, this is on the list of something to play. I just think that's a very good value to get 3 games in one that are good. I really enjoy the Lego games and I've been playing a lot of Lego games with my daughter. We haven't got to the Harry Potter collection yet.
I think that's fine. And I agree with you. I think it is a great value. I do remember these like overall reviewing pretty well when they came out. Not one I'll probably hop into, but I can appreciate the A. And of course, Court, our final month
Ryan, will Neo 2 beat the living daylights out of me?
It will
because he's telling me I should play it.
It will beat the
unless
living
it's like an
daylights
easy mode. I don't know, man.
Yeah, Neo and Neo 2 are 2 games that I've always wanted to hop in and check out. I just haven't made the time for them. I have heard that Neo 2 is really, really good. And our December month, I don't even think we can access these games yet. We will
but I have played all of them but one.
Divine Knockout we both haven't played. That game's not out yet. Mass Effect
Biomutant is a C.
Okay, I haven't checked it out yet, so I'll default to you.
It's not good. Unless they've fixed it, it's bad.
I think we should put Mass Effect in the C as well. Because
I'm just my God, it's an S tier. Oh my goodness.
Again, I have played the first one. I made my way into the second one. I do think those games are really great. I don't know enough about them, but I do know how much people love these games, and I know how much you love them, Court. So S tier it is.
So good. Like I could Mass Effect 2, I swear I must have put like close to 300 hours into that game. And I
Really?
finished it again. So like it came out a friend of mine, Waba, was able to get me a code from EA, and I started playing Mass Effect 1, and yes, they fixed a whole bunch of things, but I just was like, nope. You know what? I'm wasting my time. And I just went right into Mass Effect 2, and I just played the living daylights. I even like the ending in Mass Effect 3. I know that's like a bad take, but you know, I'm full of bad takes, so who cares?
I just love how much a couple of our both Seth and Save the Game had nearly had heart attacks when I said Mass Effect should be in C. Joking, guys.
Oh,
Totally
dude,
joking.
it's on like for everybody. If you have not played these games, like please, these games are now free. Just go play them. They're so good, and they did a phenomenal job with what the changes that they made with these newer versions and the updated graphics. They did a very good job with these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I need to get back into 2. I'll probably restart it just because I don't really remember what I did. But this series was just one that I missed when it was originally happening and just never went back to until the Legendary Edition came out. Like I said, I played 1. I'm gonna go back to 2 and get to 3 as well, just because I have heard how good these are, and
Yeah,
especially as like RPGs being like my favorite genre of games. I owe it to this game to get to through 2 and 3.
yeah. Like I think I was almost halfway through 1, and Waba was playing 2, and he just kept telling me how like it was like a warm blanket. I'm like, all right, forget this. I am no longer playing 1. And then I went into 2, and I was like, I couldn't stop playing the game. Like I could not stop playing.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go back, Court. I will. But that's our tier list for PlayStation Plus in 2022. Court, what do you think of the list as a whole?
So I've always said this: PlayStation Plus's value is great. I still wish they would just scrap this all together and just have these games hopping into the the actual subscription service. But at the same time, these games are now in your library and you have them forever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wish the message would be better with regards to essential print. Like just put them in there, and maybe you know what, if you're going to be putting them in here, just have those games too. If the game comes to PlayStation Plus as a series, you could one up Xbox and be like, hey, any game that comes to this, you can put it into your library and it's yours forever. So as long as you have the subscription though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, because if we cancel our subscription to PS Plus, these games are no longer in our library.
Yeah, bye. I think this was a great year for Essential, and I'm with you that I think they need to figure out what PlayStation Plus is going to look like going into 2023 and forward. Now that, because we got, premium and extra partway through the year. So this is a bit of an interesting time capsule of 2 different PlayStation Plus. But I think overall, there's a lot of really, really good games on the list this year. I think I remember this year having more S and A's, and there's some games in those haven't played that I think would probably end up in the BAS kind of areas.
I don't see Stray, like technically.
But Stray wasn't.
Was it only in the?
This was only Essential. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Stray was an extra.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm just like, once again, how terrible the messaging is.
Exactly. So I think they definitely need to work that out going into next year. I think overall Essential this year was really, really good, and it's ending on a really strong note with December with with Mass Effect. Yes. But I'm really happy with the way that Essential went this year, and I have to say there are a lot less duds than I remember there being, if that makes sense.
Yes, but I'm still of the mind that if you're going to have your first party games not day and date on your whatever on your service, and I'll just call it whatever at this point because we still don't, it's so convoluted. Mm-hmm. At least like next year Horizon needs to be in PlayStation Plus. Like it has to be. Like I hate the messaging, and they don't want to give us dates because they don't want to have them not buy the games. But I think with all the rumors that we're even hearing today about that other acquisition from the other people, it seems like that's all going to go through now. So like they need to figure something out and quick, because I play on PlayStation and I love my first party games, but yikes. It's going to be a bloodbath next year with these 2 services. I really think we're going to see something different. And I think it's going to make PlayStation better. The last time they got their backs up on everything was PlayStation 3 generation, and I think they killed it at the end, where they had better games, they're offering better value. And I look at the offerings in both services and I compare them together, and I look at the catalog and games. PlayStation has phenomenal games in that catalog.
They do.
They just never talk about it.
Well, I think the biggest problem is that Game Pass just gets that launching into Game Pass right away.
Yep.
And you know what? Actually, Court, I don't know if you saw this, but the Divine Knockout or whatever with that game that we're getting as part of December's now actually has like a little icon that says something along the lines of like launching in PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Plus Day One.
God.
So that they're it seems like we're going to. I hope we're going to start seeing more of that. I hope we're going to get more of that because again, the states of play and stuff at all of the stuff that Xbox does, you see the Game Pass logo. I want that same thing for PlayStation Plus. Give us the state of plays back. Give us more information about what's coming and get these third party and second party games into PlayStation Plus on launch because Xbox just owns the news cycle. Neon White, we just got the announcement that it's coming to PlayStation Plus. Not, just to PlayStation. If we're going to get an announcement in the next little bit that it's coming to Game Pass, come on. People are going to just wait for it there. Like, do we need these heavy hitter indies on the service day and date? They need to figure it out.
Yeah, like you even look at Hot Wheels, you're getting the expansion, you're getting everything now on Game Pass. So where are you going to play that? Like, it's frustrating because I agree with you. I think they just need to do a state of play that is literally just PlayStation Plus. Because one thing Xbox knocked it out of the park this year. My Boston accent came out of there for nowhere. In the pack, but every single game that showed up, like High on Life, like we're all gonna go play this in a couple. Like it's gonna be amazing.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna be amazing. It looks great, but
it looks awesome.
When we watch the trailer, what did it come at the very end? Xbox Game Pass.
Yep.
They need to. We know when they show at the Game Awards, if we get to see Spider-Man, like the rumor, we know it's not going to say PlayStation Plus at the end.
Nope.
But if they did their own state of play, because we haven't seen one, and the rumor was we haven't been seeing state of plays because they didn't want to hype up what they've got coming because they're arguing that they don't have anything when it's compared to Xbox right now. If we, after the Game Awards, we get what we get at the Game Awards, we get something from The Last of Us to do with a TV show tie-in, like we get all those things.
Right.
And then we get a state of play where they're like, here's what's coming to PlayStation Plus. Like the hype train is huge around this kind of stuff. That makes people subscribe. Well,
especially because like look at Game Pass. The Game Pass has made its success off of the indies, off of the second parties, off of the third parties. Like Xbox first party. We've had some great games over the last few years, but it's not like we've had many. There hasn't been enough to justify a subscription year round for a couple of launches. The Game Pass has made its name off of all of the other incredible games that they say, hey, look, you can play this here day one. It's here. PlayStation doesn't need the first parties to launch into the service right away because they're not going to do it, at least not anytime soon. But the PC games, but the indies, they could rest on all of this other content and make a fantastic service. We just need to see that out of them.
Yep, I agree. But, yeah, and I know we both kind of agree that if there's going to be a PC version of that game, it should come out at launch and it should launch on PC right away.
It should. It 100% should, because again, it's just goodwill and they need to fix that PlayStation Plus PC app real fast. Yep. But Court, that brings us to the end of the episode. Where could people find more of you if they wanted to see and hear more from you?
You can find me on Twitter at Court Lalonde. That's pretty much where you can find me on all the Carpool Gaming content. Pretty much, I'm everywhere. Bebot and scatting all over the place.
As for me, you can find me over on Twitter at burnout_Matt, and you can find me at youtube.com/burnoutbrighter. But Court, before we wrap, we are going to do a nice little Patreon read-off because we're going to have a new ending coming for you very soon with the Patreon stuff properly. So I'm going to read this out because I want to make sure to thank all of our patrons on Patreon. There we go. Properly. Thank you so much for all your support. We couldn't do this without you. You help us make bigger and better content each and every month. So I'm going to start with our ultimate producers, Robbie Bobby Miller. Please subscribe to Robbie Bobby's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Robbie Bobby Miller. Trucker Sloth, Tony Baker from Quest for Pixels. Please subscribe to youtube.com/Quest for Pixels today. And that's a 4, the numerical 4. Dallas Ford, co-host of The Blame Game. Support Dallas on YouTube to get these guys to 100 subs. Jonathan Brown, the new EP from PME is called Gems and is available on Spotify and Apple Music.
And he does our intro song, which is awesome.
Fire. Lee Navarro, the fearless leader of the Phoenix Overdrive Extra Life team. Links are in the show notes. Please support these ultimate producers. Our platinum producers are, of course, Marcus McCracken and RJ Kern. And our gold members, Anna, Cecily Caroza, Dallas Robbins, Drellish, Emily O'Kelly, Foolish Fuji, Jose Jimenez, Marcus O'Neill, Skinny Matt, and the Snack Network. Thank you all so much for all your support in the year 2022. We'll be back with one more episode, Court, of the PlayStation Drive this year.
Yes, which will be on Monday.
And get ready for some cool Game of the Year stuff coming very, very soon. Make sure you hop over to the Discord where Ryan has put a post asking for your Game of the Year thoughts. We want all of you part of our wonderful Game of the Year discussion, which is coming up very, very soon. Once again, thank you all for your support, and we'll see you next week. Peace.